Hello, YouTube. Hi. How are you? Let's talk. I wanted to tell you another story. Is that music too loud? I feel like it's too loud. Oh. Anyway, so so I take the bus home, right? I don't feel like I'm too good for public transportation. I've been taking the bus since it was like 25 cents. Back in my day, no, seriously. So I was taking the bus home from work. Tired, I want to go home. I'm ready to go home. And my bus ride is about half an hour, 45 minutes from work to get home. So it's a long ride, By the time I get home, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I have a like 10-minute walk from my bus stop. So I'm taking the bus home from work. I get off at my stop, which is like at a Circle K. And I get off the bus, and there's this woman with her walker, and she's got all her groceries like hanging off of the walker, so it's like tipping forward as she's trying to push it, right? And I would consider myself a nice person. Like, I'm friendly. I People talk to me all the time. I talk back. I acknowledge, I would consider myself a nice person. So I see this woman struggling with her walker slash trying to be a freaking shopping cart or something with all her groceries. So I offer, and I'm going north already. Like, I have to go north to get home, and that was the way she was crossing the street. So I offer to take her heavy ass walker across the street. And it's heavy. Like, these bags are heavy. I don't know how she was this little woman who has a walker, can barely walk anyway, was even pushing this thing in the first place. So I get to the other side of the street, to the north side of the street, and I'm like, okay, well, have a good night. And she's like, well, are you going this way? Are you going west? She probably didn't say west, but it was west. And I was like, well, not really. And she's like kind of fumbling, trying to cross to the other side of the street. So even though I was irritated about it, I waited for the light to change, and I took her heavy ass walker thing to the west side of the street. 'Cause that's where her cab was coming to pick her up or whatever. Now, I did have an ulterior motive. Um, the last few nights that I had taken the bus, I had noticed this good-looking guy got off on the same stop as me, and he was on the other side of the street crossing to where the woman's wanted to take her walker. So that was kind of part of the reason why I was like, okay, well, I'll take your walker to the west side, even though it was not, it was going away from my house. Um, so we get over there, and I'm like, okay, well, you're welcome. Have a good night. Good luck, whatever. Because she was asking me if that was a good place for a cab to come pick her up. And I'm like, well, it's a big shopping center. I'm sure they'll see you. When we get to across the street, she decides that it's too dark in the shopping center, and she wants to go all the way back to where we started, to the Circle K, because it's brighter over there. And I'm like, well, where did they tell you to where did you tell the cab to meet you? And she said, over here where this disgusting Chinese restaurant is. And now, okay, there comes a point when, like, being nice or asking someone for help becomes taking advantage. And at this point, I felt like she was taking advantage of me. She wants me to walk her heavy ass walker all the way, you know what I mean? Crossing two ways of traffic in the opposite direction from where I'm going. I'm tired, it's late, And the guy had already crossed and was walking north the way that I wanted to walk, where I could follow him. Not that I'm a creeper, but I was gonna, maybe ask him for coffee or something. I don't know. I was gonna see how it went. So anyway, I felt like she was taking advantage of me, and I just said, you know what? I'm sorry. I've helped you enough You know, obviously she was getting around fine before I helped her. So I don't know why all of a sudden she couldn't push her heavy ass walker. You know, I was just trying to be nice, and I feel like she completely took advantage of me. And I missed talking to that guy. So I was pissed off already. Do you like what do you guys think? Do you think would you have carried her stuff all the way back again? I don't know. I don't know. I was totally over it. I I don't I mean, I like taking the bus. I think the bus is a really colorful place. I mean, I don't want to say I would like it, but I don't mind it. I think it's colorful, and most of my best stories come from the bus. And I think I find something to laugh at almost every day. And I wear my headphones every day so that people won't talk to me, and they still do. Some woman spit in my face the other day. I was waiting at the bus stop, and I was listening. I was reading my paper, listening to my Walkman, but I actually wasn't listening to anything. My headphones were just on. I just didn't want anyone to talk to me. She comes up, she goes, excuse me," and I just pretended like I was listening to my music, and she goes, "Do you know what time this bus comes? Hello? Do you know what time this bus comes?" She got closer and closer and closer to my face. She got so close. I took one headphone out and I was like, "Yes, can I help you?" And she asked me again, "Do you know what time this bus comes?" And she spit on my face. Spit on my face. And I was like, "You just spit on my face." And then she asked me again, completely ignored the fact that she spit on my face. She was like, "Do you know what time this bus comes?" I said, "You just spit on my face." On my face. And I was like, "You don't need to be so close to my face." And she's like, "Well, rude ass bitch." Da, da, da. Got on her phone, started bitching to her friend about me. I was like, "No, I don't know what time this bus comes. I'm sorry," even though I had a bus schedule in my backpack. Fuck that. She didn't even apologize. People are rude. Rude ass people. But it's hilarious. Good stories. But tell me what you think. Would you have carried that woman's stuff all the way back? Or would you have said, "I'm sorry"? I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't help you anymore." That's what I said. "Sorry, I can't help you anymore." Rude.